We're back on Public Affairs on Peach. Bobby Capel, Monka Core Wealth Management Advisor, Andrew Paulos, CPA, has his own tax company there. Monka, we were talking before the break about 401ks. What are some other ways folks can financially plan how to avoid taxes in the future?
Let me take it back to the 401k just for a minute. I'd love Andrew to kind of chime in on this for a minute too. But a lot of times, certain companies will also allow you to do after-tax contributions to your 401k. And I think that's a great way of putting some money away, and then potentially they have a clause in there that will allow you to convert that after-tax money to a Roth IRA. And that
again, in layman's speak, Roth IRA is a IRA that you can put your money in. It can grow forever, and you don't ever have to pay any taxes on the gains.
The money goes in with after-tax dollars, and when it comes out, it's the earnings could be potentially tax-free, which is great. And so there's a salary cap around that, so it's kind of nice to be able to kind of get around that salary cap potentially and be able to convert that into a Roth and have those earnings grow tax-free for you.
Do you have to pay a kind of a penalty up front on those, and then you kind of let it run, or how does that?
As long as it's all qualified and the company allows it, there shouldn't be a penalty. But what you do have to do, I think, is pay taxes. Andrew, am I correct here?
Correct, yeah. So what Monka's referring to, of course, is what, in loose terms, we call them in the business doing a backdoor Roth. So we'll put.
How does that work?
We effectively put in money that's already been taxed into a retirement account, and then you effectively convert that over to a Roth. So,
in converting it, are there any salary? I know, like, there's salary limitations on Roth IRAs, or if you're married, things like that. Is those things apply?
Yeah, there's limitations. Of course, everything when you deal with retirement planning,
right?
There's all kinds of limitations and phase outs and whatnot. So we've got that, but and I always tell clients, and Monka can probably speak on that, but sometimes there's only so much we can do as far as trying to minimize our tax liability, right? So it becomes a situation of A, minimizing our liability, and B, trying to make our money work for us long term. And a lot of the retirement planning contributions to 401ks, Roths, backdoor stuff, when you're phased out or maxed out on stuff, it just becomes, how could you take the money that you would have sitting in a bank account earning half of 1% interest and maximize it and do something better for yourself?
How this may sound like a silly question, but a lot of people deal with it. Should you be paying off your credit card with your tax return, or should you not be doing that?
I think you have to prioritize your priorities and kind of determine, what's important to you. But I think that if you are paying a significant amount of interest rate on your credit cards, you'd have to say, hey, am I getting bigger, return in the market, or am I paying a bigger return to the credit card companies? And if the answer is the latter, then you may want to start tackling some of your credit cards, and I'd start with like the highest interest rate first and then make my way down. But I think the bottom line is, you want to use your tax refund to better your financial situation. So if that means that, you start paying off some debt or maybe build an emergency reserve, that's a great way of doing things, because it can be really tempting to go buy that big screen TV.
Take that vacation to Cancun, or
take a pricey vacation. I mean, it could be anything. So I definitely think that if you want, you can make your situation more financially secure if you maybe rethink that strategy and take a look at some other alternatives.
Or don't go buy a nice big car that has a big down payment.
Well, it's as Monka mentioned, you got to have a nest egg. You've got to do something for yourself, right? We live in a debt-based system. So I think I read an article last year, was 7 out of 10 families or individuals in this country don't even have more than a month's worth of savings, for example. I mean, that's just a disaster in the making if you think about it. A lot of things can happen.
Anything can happen.
Oh yeah, I mean, your car can break down, and all of a sudden you need a new car. You don't even have a down payment for to put down for that. So.
All right, we'll continue this after the break. One of the things I want to get to after this is how to deal with rental properties. There's some tax incentives there, and I want to talk about the potential of Trump tax cuts and what they could mean. We'll be right back.